Can you see the screen? Just tell me. One of you,
Not yet,
please.
sir.
Okay,
Not
okay.
yet.
Not it?
We
Hello.
cannot see your screen, sir.
Screen you cannot see.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. Uh,
We can see it now, sir.
okay, now you can see. Okay,
Yes.
fine. Well, today we have the third day of set. Any queries and questions you can send to me. We know what is a set, what is not a set. We have different kind of sets, and we know how to represent a set. Two methods. One is listing, the other is rule or set builder form. We have different kind of sets: null set, singleton set, finite set, infinite sets. Okay. Now we are coming to subsets. Once given a set, from that elements of that set, we form another set. That is known as the subsets of a set. Let us see what a subset is. A set A is said to be a subset of a set B if every element of the set A is also an element of the set B. Whatever elements in set A must be members or elements of the set B. All the elements in set A must be members of the set B. Then we say that A is a subset of set B. We read this A subset B. A is a subset of B. You see the notation. It is not actually that less than, but something like that. A is a subset of B. Or we say that A is contained in set B. Set A is contained in set B. We can write it symbolically. A is a subset of B if X belongs to A implies X belongs to B. Petrol element X is in A, it must be in B. Then we say that A is a subset of B. Whatever element you find in A must be present in B. Okay, clear? For all X, whatever X you find in A, it must be present in B. Right? This you have to remember. A subset B means if X belongs to A, then X belongs to B. That is what we mean by A subset B. Okay? Well, if A is not a subset of B, that means A must be containing some element which are not in B. What we write is that we read it, A is not subset of B. A is not subset of B. Now let's take some examples. Suppose A is 1, 2, 3, 5. B is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let me take one more set. C 2, 5, 1, 3. And D is 5, 6. We can easily observe A is a subset of B because all the elements 1 is there, 2 is there, 3 is there, 5 is also there. All the elements of A are present in B. So A is a subset of B. Further, when A is a subset of B, we can also write B contains A. B contains A. When A subset B, we say A is contained in B. That is as good as we can write B contains A. B contains A. We can also write. Very rarely we write like that, but means same. B contains A. Okay. We can also say A is a subset of C because 1, 2, 3, 5 are here. The order is immaterial. 1, 2, 3, and 5 are here. A subset C. Why not C subset A? 2, 5, 1, 3 is in C. That is very much in A also. C subset A. Now we can see A and C are equal here. In fact, A is equal to C. Right? But A is not a subset of D because 1 and 3 are here, which is not. 1, 2, 3 are not here in D. So A is not subset of D. We can see now D is not subset of C, D is not subset of D. So many. You know what we mean by subset and not subset. Okay, let us take an example. See here, this set A contains three elements. Which are the elements here? First element is 1, another element is 2, and another element is not 3, it is a set 3. A set can be an element of another set, no problem, because a set can contain any type of elements. It doesn't mean that it cannot contain a set. A set A is having three elements. First element is 1, another element is 2. I don't need to say first, second, third. One element is 1, another element is 2, another element is the set 3. So here 1 is a member of A. You know the notation member of belongs to. 1 is a member of A. 2 belongs to A. But 3 is not. 3 is not a member. In fact, set 3 is a member of A. Set 3 is a member of A. But set 1 is not a member. In fact, set 1 is a subset. You distinguish between belongs to and subset. Element 1 is a member of A. Set 1 is a subset of A. Set 3 is a member of A. Okay. If A subset B, we can also write B contains A. We read it B contains A. We can easily see that every set is a subset of the same set. No need of any separate proof for this. Every set is a subset of same set, and null set is a subset of every set. In fact, null set contains no element. We can simply technically say that null set is a subset of every set, because you know A subset B, when X belongs to A implies it belongs to B. How can you say null set subset of every set? If you find any element in the null set, that element is very much in set B, any set. But because you know it is sure that there is no element in null set. Actually, that kind of statement is actually known as vacuously true. It never happens. The source condition never happens. So anyway, we can directly say that null set is a subset of every set. Okay? Any set is a subset of the same set, and null set is a subset of every set. Now, if A subset B and B subset A, it was possible. This happens only if A is equal to B. A subset B and B subset A will very much imply A is equal to B. A is a subset of B. Suppose A is subset B and A is not equal to B, then we say A is a proper subset of B. A is a proper subset of B. A contains all the elements of B, and B has more elements. That is, then only we say A is a proper subset of B. We can also write, say A subset B and something like not equal to, I will write. A is a proper subset of B. Simply you can write A subset B, no problem. This actually means A is not equal. When I simply A subset B, it can be even equal, it can be even proper subset also. There is no harm in writing A subset, simply A subset B, even if it is proper subset. But this notation is used only if you are sure A is not equal to B. Even if you use the traditional notation A subset B, that is sufficient. If A is not a subset of B, we write A is not a subset of B with the parallels. Okay? If A subset B and B subset C, then A will be naturally subset of C. Why? All the elements in A are in B, and further, all the elements in B are in C. Then naturally, all the elements of A are in C. So, no need of a separate proof here. When A subset B and B subset C, then A will be subset of C. Any queries you can ask me? Subsets of R, you know, some traditional or standard notation for subsets of R we already have, and in that we see that N is a subset of W. And you recollect what is N and what is W? N is set of natural numbers. Look at, we already discussed earlier. N is set of natural numbers. W set of whole numbers. Whole numbers will include one more element. So N is a subset of W. Further, you can say W is a subset of Z, because what is Z? Z will contain set of integers. W is a subset of Z. Is it okay? Further, you can say Z is a subset of Q. Q is a set of all rationals. Q contains all the elements in Z. So Z is a subset of Q, and further Q is a subset of set of real numbers. Okay. Further, if you have a notation T, the set of all irrational numbers, then you can say N is not a subset of T. N is a set of natural numbers, they are rationals. N is not a subset of T, but T will be subset of R. Now we are going to have a very modern definition. Intervals are subsets of R. Some subsets of R. See, what I have written here may not be intervals. We are going to define some intervals. Suppose A and B are two real numbers and A less than B. Remember, A less than B. We cannot admit here A is equal to B or even A more than B. I want the one A is smaller than B, then only my definition is valid. The following sets are called intervals, and we are going to define as follows. First of all, we have open intervals. We have four kinds of interval. One is open interval. Open actually means it is open from both the ends. Set of x in R such that A less than x less than B. That means set of all real numbers between A and B. Remember, it is not including A, it is not including B. But those numbers which are more than A and less than B are members of this. Remember, here there is no greatest member. Actually, B is not a member of this and A is not a member of it. There is no smallest element. That's why it's called an open interval. Now, closed interval, and this, remember the notation for open interval, simple brackets AB. In mathematics, this AB may have some other meaning also. Say, according to the context, we have to see what actually this means. When I say AB, here I mean an open interval. What is that open interval? Set of all x in R such that A less than x less than B. We did not buy open interval AB. We read it open interval AB. Now closed interval. The only difference is that the same thing, but A and B are included. Set of all x in R such that A less than or equal to x less than or equal to B is called closed interval. And we have a denotation. See, remember difference between open interval AB and closed interval AB. The notation is all for the brackets. Symbol bracket for the open interval and this square bracket for closed interval AB. In closed interval AB, remember the end points A and B are included. In open interval, both the end points are not included. Further, we can have open closed interval. Open closed means one side open. Which side open? Left side open, right side closed. That means A less than set of all x in R such that A less than x less than or equal to B. A is not included, that side is open. B is included, that side is closed. That is known as open closed interval. The notation is accordingly. You can see what it notes. A side is you have open bracket, that is, we call it open bracket, that is a symbol bracket, and B side is a closed bracket. This is open closed interval. Closed open, in the same way we can say closed open. A is included, B is not included, and we have the notation closed open. Left side is closed, right side is open. Remember here A is supposed to be smaller than B. Okay? Open, closed, closed, open, closed, and open. Four kind of intervals. Now we can have this result that open interval AB is very much subset of closed interval AB. Because all the elements in open interval AB are present in closed interval AB. And closed interval AB have two extra elements, A and B. Open interval AB contains all the numbers between A and B. A is not a member of open interval AB. B is not a member of open interval AB. But what about closed interval? It contains all the numbers between A and B, and moreover includes A and B also. Includes A and B also. A is a member of AB and B is a member of AB. See, open closed, closed open, open closed AB, closed open AB. This also contains all the elements between A and B. For the A is a member of closed open AB, but B is not a member of closed open. Similarly, A is not a member of open closed AB. I think you are getting the grip now. B is a member of open closed AB. Okay. Representation of interval in number line, very simple. AB, open interval AB on the number line. You can simply say A is here, B is there. Set of all x such that A less than x less than B. Remember, A and B are not included. Whereas if it is closed interval AB, A is included, B is also included. You can distinguish between them a small circle and a small dot. A is included, B is included. That is closed. What about open, closed open? You know the difference now. You have to recognize whether it is closed open or open closed. Open closed AB, right? That is open closed AB set of AB such that x less than that is equal to set of all x belongs to R such that A less than x less than or equal to B. Okay, let's take an example. Represent as an interval. What is given set of all x such that -3 less than or equal to x less than 5, and represent it on the number line. Set of all x belongs to R is obvious here by default. Represent on the number line -3 less than or equal to x less than 5. It is a closed open interval. Closed open. It is closed open -3 5. See how it is closed open. And when you represent it on the number line, -3 is included, 5 is excluded. Set of all x such that -3 less than or equal to x less than 5. Okay. Now we come to a very important term, power set of a set. Power set of a set means the collection of all the subsets of a given set. Now we know what is subset. If we write all the subsets of a given set, we call it the power set. The term power set. Power set of the set. It is a collection of all the subsets of a given set is known as the power set of a set, denoted by P of A. Power set of A. Well, this P may be used somewhere else with some other meaning also. So some others write this power set of A was S of A also. Well, a null set phi is a subset of every set. So when I release the subset of a set, null set will come there as a first element because null set is a subset of every set. It will be an element of every power set. What is power set? Set of subsets. When I write the set of subset, we can immediately write null set as a first element because null set is a subset of every set. Again, the same set A is a subset of the same set because the set A is a subset of every set. A again will be a member of the power set of A as A subset A for any set A. Power set of A, as I told, is also denoted by S of A. P of A is very good, no problem. But in some cases, P of A may be housing some confusion. It may be used for probability also. But anyway, we are not concerned about that. Power set, some others write S of A also. Anyway, that will be clarified when you encounter that. Well, again, a different notation for power set. Remember, 2 raised to A. A is a set. Don't get confused. Be careful. It is not 2 raised to an integer or 2 raised to a fraction, 2 raised to a number. No. It is 2 to the power a set A. That represents the power set of a set. 2 raised to A, where A is a set, represent the power set of A. Okay? If number of A is equal to, say, M, that means if A has M elements, remember very importantly, if A has M elements, then the power set of A will have 2 raised to M elements. Don't get confused with this notation 2 raised to A, that is entirely different. 2 raised to a set, 2 raised to m elements. You can go for a proof, or you can ask me, or if a set has m elements, you can even try to do later also. If a set has m elements, it has 2 raised to m subsets, or the power set will have 2 raised to m elements. If A has 3 elements, when I write the power set, there will be 8 subset. If A has 5 elements, if you want to write the subset, there will be 2 raised to 5, 32 subsets, which includes the null set and the same set. Okay, let's take an example. A, 1, 2, 3. 3 elements. If I write the power set, how many elements will be there for this set, for the power set? Power set of A will contain 8 elements. Right? We have to write the power set. Power set of A. Power set of A, I can start with what will be the first element I have to write. There is no need to keep an order, but I can write null set as the first element. When number of A is 3, power set will have 2 raised to 3, 8 elements. I have to say why I need that number. To make no mistake, I must make sure that I am listing 8 elements. While listing the power set, I take this procedure to avoid confusion. I write first the null set, then I write the set with single elements, then I write the set with all sets with the 2 elements, then 3 elements, and so on. Simply don't write this randomly, otherwise it will get a lot of confusion. Sometimes you may miss out one set and you may not be able to trace what it is. So keep this procedure. First write null set, that is no elements. Then you write set with 1 element. So if I write the sets here, first I have to write null set that contains no element. I'm just counting it. I must have 8 elements. Then I'm going to write set with single elements. I'll have 1, then 2, then 3. I have 1, then 2, and then 3. So totally I listed 4 subsets. Then I have to write sets with 2 elements, subsets with 2 elements. I may write 1, 2, then I may write 1, 3, further I'll write 2, 3. No more elements, 2 elements. 2 elements, when I say this without 3, then without 2, without 1. Now I have only one more option because there are only totally 8 elements. And the other one, that last one is the set containing 3 elements, that is set A itself, 1, 2, 3. So hence I have 8 elements for the power set. Any queries? Any question? Is it clear? Let's go for one more example. Write power set where A is equal to. What is the set B? Sorry, power set of B where what is B? B is consisting of 2 elements. Which are they? First element is 1. Next element is
Set of 1 and 2.
set of 1 and 2. Very good. There are 2 elements. You will have 4 subsets for B. Because set has 2 elements, it will have 4 subsets. 2 raised to 4 subsets. First let me write null set, then write set element 1, then write next element set 1, 2. As an element itself is set 1, 2. A set containing the set 1, 2. So no element, 1 element. Now only set containing both the elements 1 and 1, 2. I have 4 elements, and that's all for power set of A. When A has 2 elements, it will have 2 raised to 2, 4 elements. Now if I give power set of A has 16 elements, can you tell me how many elements A has? Suppose number of A is equal to M, the number of power set of A will be 2 raised to M, and that is given to be 16. That means
There should be 8. Okay, 4. 4.
2 raised to 4 is 16. We will encounter more problems, but get practice. 2 raised to M equal to 4. That means M equal to 4. There are 4 elements, then only we can have 16 elements. Suppose a power set has 64 elements, then the set A will have
16.
6.
Nahin.
6.
6.
6.
Two
Sorry.
raised to
6.
6. Okay, good. So here number of A is 4. Now let us talk about universal set. Universal set actually means which contains, basically, it is a set which contains all the elements. But what do we mean by all the elements? All the elements which we discuss are in consideration, that's the only we can say. Universal set is a set of all the elements in discussion. I will be using this, otherwise, how will I represent a universal set? Precisely, universal set means it is a set containing all the elements and is usually denoted by capital U. See, we are using English alphabets for sets, but this capital U I am reserving for universal set. Universal set means it is a set containing all possible elements. Hence, every set must be a subset of universal set. That is a subset U for a set A. Now remember, universal set is not a unique concept. Suppose I am talking about children in class A, class B, etc. Then I can take as the children of the school as a universal set. But if I am talking about the textbooks of class 9, textbook of class 10, I can take the whole textbooks as a universal set. So universal set means the collection of all the elements under discussion. Whatever whatever element I select, it must be a member of the universal set. Anyway, if you have confusion, I will discuss it on the way. Suppose, for example, A is equal to 1, 2, 5. I am having B, 1, 3, 5, 8. Another set there, C, 2, 3, 9. Now I am asking, now I want to talk about a universal set. Well, one of you can suggest me, why don't you take all the elements 1 to 100? Why don't you take all set of all natural numbers? All are correct. You take set of all natural numbers. If you ask me, why don't you take set of all real numbers? There is no problem. Universal set, you cannot argue for a unique concept. It is a set, basically, it must contain all these elements. I can have a universal set. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 also. You may ask me why you include 10. No problem. You can use 10 also. But what it means is that all the elements which I consider must be present in the universal set. Universal set may contain more elements. It is not a unique concept. You can have more elements for universal set also. So this is only as a proposal. You can take this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 as the universal set. Well, I am going to present some questions. What you have to do is not only doing these problems, you have to sit and write whatever notes I have shared. Then only it is complete. And then it is complete. Nothing to worry. Find out from the following sets A and B whether A subset B or A is not subset of B. Well, let me share a few more. I'll send the question to you. State whether true or false. First one is AC, subset of BCA. You know it is true. Once it is true, you can say yes, true. If it is not true, you must tell why. Okay? Now, further we have A is equal to 1, 2, then third element is 3, 4, and 5. Which of the following are incorrect? You read carefully and tell me which of them is incorrect. And question 13 is, write the power set of the following. Well, I am putting challenges to you. If you have any queries, any doubt, you present it. I will discuss that later, subsequently. Write number of power set of A. Last one, I am only asking the number of power set of A in each of the case. A few more questions. Write the following sets as intervals on a number line. And if not interval, state why it is not an interval. Are you getting that? See, for example, if like the fourth one in the question number 15, set of all x such that x belongs to R, 4 less than x less than or equal to 2. There is no such interval. Because when I take interval AB, A must be smaller, not even equal. Anyway, write the following intervals in set builder form. If not an interval, state reason. Set builder form means, suppose I have minus 3, 0. Set builder form, I can write set of all x in R such that minus 3 less than x is less than 0. Right? That is set builder form. If it is not interval, you have to state why it's not an interval. Write A if the power set of A has 32 elements. Right? You read, put your mind in question number 17. Power set of A has 32 elements means it must have 5 elements. Power set has 32 elements. Okay? And it is observed that A is a subset of these three things. Can you tell me? Can you write the power set? Can you write the set A? You have any difficulties? Share. Tell me the difficulties. I will share it for you. Okay? Are you getting along? Hello? Are you getting along?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now what you have to